This video is titled 2026 is gonna fly by. And I'm gonna start this off by reading a journal entry that I wrote a week ago today, on January 3rd, 2026. And it goes like this. This year is gonna fly by without a doubt. The only way to combat the beast of time is to take relentless action. High leverage action. Action that is going to push the envelope and move the needle. Or else, it's action without a real effect. Because action usually isn't the problem. Every day, I'm taking action. I'm taking action as we speak. But is there a clear ROI? No. Should I be doing this? Yeah. And that's the tricky part. Is that you still gotta do the things that won't move any needles. You do it for other reasons. Habit building, knowledge, pure enjoyment, etc. Life is not meant to be defined by metrics and numbers. You can't always quantify every facet of your life. What you can do, though, is take the certain chess moves that you know will reap massive rewards. The ones that have a clear domino effect. If we don't do that, we drown ourselves in the pursuit of agendas, meaningless goals, in the minutiae of everyday life. If life is truly meant to be experienced and not understood, shouldn't we direct our energy to things that we can indeed experience? As great as a habit tracker is, can you experience anything from it aside from doing the habits themselves? I'm all for tracking your habits and staying accountable, but if that's your only thing to show for at the end of the day, can you really be proud of yourself? I know, it may sound harsh, but I'm saying this out of love. Love for my past self, the kind of person who fell into the action trap, who fell into the working hard trap without questioning, how can I work smarter? And sometimes it takes a yearly reflection to realize you left your potential on the table. You didn't channel your energy to the right things. You had more in the tank, but decided to empty it on things you probably forgot about now. Whether it takes a slap in the face or a yearly reflection, it's always a blessing. A blessing that plants the seed of awareness. Now it's up to you to let that seed blossom into who you're supposed to be. And who you're supposed to become in 2026, I should say. That's how it ended off. I actually have not read this back since I wrote it. But that was that. I wrote that in the morning, just randomly, as a little journal prompt, just kind of all flowed. And I guess the reason why this video is titled, this 2026 will fly by, it's because it will. 2025 flew by. And if you're watching this video, you understand that your perception of time shrinks. It just alters as you get older. So me being 23 years old, 1 year is a 23rd of my life. But last year is the 22nd of my life. And then 5 years ago was a 18th of my life, right? So each year really does feel like it's getting shorter and shorter, right? Like I'm filming this already now 10 days into the year. It feels like it was just New Year's 2 days ago. 2 days ago, seriously. And then January is going to be like this. And this video is not only about to talk about, how short the year is and all of that. And not just about to take action. But it's to really be intentional with your action, with your energy. It all goes back to energy. Like, where are you directing your energy to? And sure, time is energy, you could say. But more importantly, within that time frame, where is the energy going, right? Like I said, maybe that's a harsh take, what I was saying with the habit tracker. I'm somebody who used to do that all the time, and nothing against it. I think I may still do it in the future, but it's very much tricking your brain to thinking that you're being super productive, right? It is a form of productivity for sure. Like, you should be proud of yourself when you're staying true to your habits every day, you're disciplined, you're holding yourself accountable. But if that's all you're showing for, are you really proud of yourself? If you go on your deathbed and you look back at years of doing your habit tracker and you see how disciplined you were, is that going to make you proud of yourself? Maybe it will. I'm feeling it's no, though. I have a feeling you're meant to do something great with your life, to make a real impact, and to be of service of others. And you see, I only realized this not only by journaling, but by reflecting on the entire 2025, right? Which I spoke about in another video. It's going back, looking back at the year, and seeing, holy shit, I was taking action. I was doing different things. I was getting after it. But was it something that I was really proud of? Maybe I was providing some value to people, but what kind of value? Was it strictly, from a monetary standpoint, from, I will give you this service, you'll give me this financial reward? Again, that is good. You should be doing that. That is important in this capitalistic society. But if you don't have real, tangible impact that you're making other people feel, I don't know about you, but for me, I know that I need to be of service to others. Whether I'm getting paid for it or not, doesn't even matter. It does not matter. It's about changing people's lives. And when it's all said and done, to understand that they know they felt that impact. They know that I was a guy that not just, did X, Y, and Z, but he went further. He went further, and he really wanted to make sure that his impact was being felt, not from an egotistical standpoint, or I should say narcissistic standpoint of you need to be the guy, you need to be the person, the woman, the guy to step up and to kind of make your name for yourself. And that's where social media just takes it way too far. It's more so about just people knowing, like on a human-to-human level, on a deeper level, that, hey, I respect you and I feel what you've done to me, whether it's for business or not. And I think that's just what I wanted to get at, is understand that time is ticking, and if not now, when? If not now, when? I was mentioning how I'm taking action as I speak, right? So as I was writing, I was taking action. As I'm talking right now, I'm taking action. I'm actually doing two things at once. I'm talking and I'm reading. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, these are action things. Like, we're always taking action. We're never not taking action. I mean, even when you're overthinking and you're procrastinating, you're doing action. You're that is a form of action, you could say, of I am going to be spending this time in my head. I'll be spending this time writing down a plan. That is action. Whether you take action upon that plan, that's entirely up to you, but it's still a form of action. That's why I wanted to say that we get stuck in the minutia, in the tiny little trivial things that do not matter, that you'll not look back at a year and even remember it, right? When you look back at a year this year, you want to be able to look, okay, well, those things that I took action for, turn the levers. That led to a domino effect. Me moving to that place led to me meeting all these people, me deciding to go for coffee with this guy, or deciding to go surfing for my first time and try this new hobby and go boxing and meet these new people that were, very different than who I'm used to. That led to this and this and this. And I embraced the fear. I embraced the unknown. I just went for it. Those are the key action, I say the moving the needle kind of things. They move the needle, whether in your business or in your social life, with relationships, whatever it may be, like going up to that girl of your dreams and talking to her and seeing where that goes and embracing the fear of rejection, Maybe, what I was doing, speaking of relationships, this is getting a little bit personal, but I haven't done this yet, but I'm going to be writing down kind of what I'm looking for in a partner, like getting as specific and clear as possible. That's my form of action, but I'm not stopping there. I'm not looking back in the year and going to be going, oh, well, I'm glad I took that action of getting clear and journaling and reflecting. No, obviously not. I'm going to be proud of that action, which I decided to then take action and do the hard part, which is to, approach women, go on dates, put myself out there, maybe go to, a salsa class if I'm in, Latin America, which I'm going to, or whatever it may be. doing that, that's what I'll be proud of the most, right? It's making an impact on people in the form of an action, of course, but also those actionable steps that are super uncomfortable, that are super hard to do. You know what I mean? And if you look back at the year and you just tell yourself, well, I'm proud that I, did some trips, met some people, made some money, lived a very mediocre year. You know what I mean? Maybe two's a good year. When you look back and you realize, well, I had fun in the moment, and I realized that maybe I was playing more meaningless, pointless games, and I was getting those meaningless, pointless prizes. Right? A great quote by Naval Ravikant: "Play stupid games, win stupid prizes." If you're playing the social media game, the validation game, the game where you're so focused on just one thing, on making money, and you look back and that's all you've done, as long as you're okay playing those games, that's okay. But to me, obviously, money's important. Obviously, I still want to build a following on social media. Those things are still important to me, but I won't revolve my whole year around that. I will realize right now, going into the year, that it's just a little bit part of the game. There's always a game to be played. There's always a matrix. Escaping the matrix does not mean anything. All that means is escaping one of the matrix. You'll always be in this sort of fabricated world, right? You can't escape it. Embrace it. Embrace it, and embrace it that your video game character playing these games, wanting to maximize your action, wanting to take relentless action, especially as we enter the fire horse year in Chinese astrology, and just going for it. Have your habit tracker. Cool, that works. That's great. Yes, that won't, change your life from just doing the habit tracker, but the habits themselves, which will then lead to other things, which then will allow you to embrace more and more discomfort, more and more pain, more and more fear, more and more unknown, more and more, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to go for it feelings. The more you look back at this year, and like I said at the end, blossom into the person you're supposed to be. And this is, again, I will always say this, it's advice for myself too. 2025 was that year for me where I looked back and I had that action, but not the action that I was necessarily the most proud of. Well, I wasn't proud of it, but I should say just there was a lot left on the table, which I spoke about, in my journal. Anyways, hopefully you resonate with this. This is all also going back to my year compass, which I'm going to put in the link in the caption, the description, I should say, because this is what led to all these reflections. If you're thinking these are good insights, do it yourself, and you'll see all these insights come up too. Journal. So the whole year compass, by the way, is basically like a way it's a free PDF that you can download and print that will contain a reflection of 2025, amazing questions to ask yourself, and then questions for 2026. And I'm just about done it now. I have like one page left. I've been doing it kind of like each day. I recommend don't doing it all in one day, not at all. Spread it out, disperse it throughout the week, throughout the month kind of thing. That way you get clear on what you want to do in the year and kind of reflect back at that. And then after that, when you finish the year compass, what I'm doing is I'm writing down like different thoughts that come up from that. That way I can digest it. But more importantly, I'm not just writing it down and then putting it in my room or whatever it may be, or putting it in my computer, but I really want to still have it in front of me. So I'll be putting a reminder in my phone each month to go back and review my year compass, whether it's a physical copy or probably going to be like online PDF, because I'm going to be traveling and it's just going to be easier to have it digital. So do that to remind yourself of your goals and reflections, and you can always change it too, right? Nothing is super set in stone. And that way you can see, oh, right, I had those goals. Oh, well, you know what? Maybe I'm off track with that, because you're deluding yourself to thinking that just by having these goals written down once, that it's all going to be stuck in your brain and it's going to be something where you're going to constantly be remembering each day. Like, there's a reason why the year compass is meant to like challenge your belief system and challenge your goals, your habits, and do things uncomfortable. Like, write down habits that you want to implement that you're not doing, not the things that you're already doing. You know what I mean? Like journaling, for example, has already been a second skin to me. I already been doing it not my whole life, but I've been consistent at that. So that's why I'm going to be doing different habits and different things that are uncomfortable and different actions, and you get the whole thing. You get the whole gist of it. Anyways, that's a wrap for this video. 2026 is going to fly by without a doubt, and make the most out of it. because that's life, right? To be you and to become the best version of yourself. See you in the next one. Take care. Peace out.